Come manifest your best life with 190 Vision.
Hey, hun, how are you?
Great. How about you?
Oh, I feel excellent because I'm looking at a very beautiful woman.
Well, thank God for that. What's her name?
Honey?
All right.
It's
Continue.
it's like the other day, you know how we pick up some of the kids to take them to soccer practice?
Uh-huh.
But the other day, Champ was driving. We went to pick up a couple of the boys. And so we're on our way to the soccer complex. And I asked one of them, I said, what are your grades like? Tell me about your grades. And then he said, oh, I have a few B's and an A. And I said, listen, you have to stop dealing with B's. No. I said, you have to get out of the honey country. Okay, stop producing honey. And he's like, huh? What's that, coach? What do you mean by that? And Champ started laughing. And so he asked Champ, what's so funny? And Champ said, what produces bees? And then what produces honey? Right? What produces honey?
You're not good at retelling stories, are you?
And it's my own story. How about that? And so Champ asked him, what produces honey? He said, bees. And then I said, okay, you get it? He said, get what? And when he finally got it, he said, oh, that's really funny, coach. It wasn't even funny after that because Champ had to try to explain so many times, right?
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so that's like you there asking, what's her name? So anyway, I've been thinking for years, because I believe it was my sophomore year in high school.
Uh-huh.
And at our high school, we had the entire high school was divided into different houses. They were called houses, which
Like
were literally
Harry
teams.
Potter style thing?
What's that?
Kind of like what we learned about in Harry Potter. They have different houses where the students are all part of a house and they have to participate with their house and make sure they get good grades and whatever else. That kind of house?
Sure. I've never really seen a full Harry Potter movie, so I've never.
Oh.
Right, but it would be like that, yes. Yes, because each house and the houses, the students were separated not based on what year you're in, because you could be a freshman and be in a house. So they made sure they had from each year in a house. And yes, it was by behavior, how many detentions you got, or each house received the grades. It was a lot of things, but there was also a sports day. Okay, and on that day, the school spent the entire day just on different sport events. And then, of course, depending on which house won, then you got more points towards your final yearly score. And of course, I played on the soccer team and the basketball team because I was pretty decent at basketball, actually. I was a good guard, shooting guard. I remember we were playing now for the championship. Both teams were undefeated. Our house and this other house. It just so happens that the best player on the other house was a friend of mine. Okay, his brother was a very close friend of mine, and his brother was also a sophomore, and this kid was a freshman, but he was an excellent basketball player. So we were playing, and we probably had maybe 15 more minutes to go in the game, and the score just kept going back and forth. He would score, I would score. He would score, I would score. Literally, that's how it went. So one team, I'd say for the last 15 minutes, hardly anybody else scored. It was just him and I trading baskets back and forth. And I got to a point where I started thinking, I said, he's trying so hard. Maybe I should just let him win. Right? And so we're going back and forth, and I kept asking about the time. But we don't have shot clocks, right? But I kept asking about the time, and then I was told there was like a minute left, and I literally took a shot and missed it on purpose, just so that they could get the ball. And he went down. And normally I was playing defense on him, and I just kind of backed off so he could score. And so they won.
Well, that was nice.
And what's that?
I guess that was nice of you.
Well, but then I wondered afterwards, right? I said, why did I do that? Did I do that to be nice? Or exactly what was did I even have a logic to it? And for many years, I thought about that until I learned about the idea of self-sabotage. And that's our topic today, right? Self-sabotage. Now, growing up, of course, I grew up with my mom, living with my mom, but of course, as you know, I spent more time living with who I call my second mom, who raised me for the most part. And she wasn't even related to me. You got to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the one that even said that for many years before you met my second mom, right, Elle, you said that you don't understand me at all because, or you don't understand how I could be related to my mom because we're just so different. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And when you met Elle, you're like, aha, now I know why you behave the way you do because you're just like Elle. She's like your real mom. Well, during that time, in my second year in high school, I was pretty much staying with my mom, but more by myself because she was hardly home, right? And so then I wonder if because of the struggles that she was having and the type of life I was living with her, if maybe I thought deep inside, and it's a big maybe because for soccer I didn't feel this way, but I wondered if maybe I felt deep inside that I didn't deserve to win, that it was okay for him to win so he could feel better, but it was okay for me to lose, which to me is a sign of self-sabotage. Why couldn't I win and just enjoy the fact that I led my team to victory? Right? And I think that it went back to me that, let's say, for example, it was someone else that was scoring all those baskets. I probably would have been okay with it. But because I saw that it was me doing it, we were just going back and forth, just the two people. Literally, it was just the two of us going back and forth. I felt that maybe, you know what, he's trying so hard, let's make sure he wins. Instead of thinking about myself and saying, well, my house needs these points too. I have all these teammates working hard. We deserve to win. What are your thoughts on that?
From what you described, it does sound like self-sabotage. Sounds like for a moment you thought, for whatever reason, you're undeserving of the victory. Where that mentality came from, who knows?
Mm-hmm. I think it was because of the way I was growing up, you know, where there was, I didn't see it as such, but now that I think back, I probably did feel that deep inside, you know, where, well, you know, I don't deserve this. Let other people do it. Let them enjoy it. And I know many individuals that do that now. You know, it's like that, I say, mentality of you're like a saint, you're doing good for other people, but not for yourself. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, so maybe that was the mentality because I saw my mom do that a lot. You know, I saw where her friends would come over and her friends would say, oh, you know, I need this, or could you give this to me? And it would be the last amount of whatever it is that she had, and she would give it to them. And then I'd ask her, well, so what are we going to do now? She said, oh, God will provide. God will take care of us. But she always made sure the other person was taken care of. And then she'd be trying to figure out how to take care of us. Now, to say that's probably where that mentality came from. So here I was like, you know what? He's trying so hard. He deserves to be happy. He deserves to celebrate with his house and his teammates. And it's okay if we don't win. I'm fine with that. But I was just thinking about myself, not my teammates who've been working really hard to win the game for our house.
To watch the full episode of this video, please go to the 190 Vision channel on Roku TV or Amazon Fire. Request help by visiting the 190vision.com website. Click on the Help Me tab and submit the consent form. Join others that are on the path of manifesting their best life through the 190 Vision Facebook group. Learn more about other topics by listening to podcasts on the 190 Vision Spotify channel or by watching videos on the 190 Vision YouTube channel. Help support the 190 Vision community by clicking on the Donate button that is located at the bottom of every page on our website.